And the president offering, as you guys have just pointed out, his first reaction this morning on Twitter, a relatively quiet morning from the president on Twitter, but then this tweet this morning. I guess you have to say this is tongue-in-cheek from the president. He's saying if anyone is looking for a good lawyer, I would strongly suggest that you don't retain the services of Michael Cohen. Meanwhile, Michael Cohen's own attorney, Lanny Davis, was on the Today Show on NBC this morning. Savannah Guthrie engaged him in a conversation about a potential pardon from President Trump. Here's how that went.
Is he hoping for a pardon from President Trump?
Not only is he not hoping for, he would not accept a pardon. He considers a pardon from somebody who has acted so corruptly as president to be something he would never accept.
So now you have to game out where all this goes from here. Lanny Davis also saying on television that Michael Cohen has information he would like to share with the special counsel's office about, he said, the possibility that Cohen knows something about criminal computer hacking, what the president knew about that in advance, and whether or not the president cheered that on. So the potential here is that Michael Cohen has a lot more information to share with investigators, guys. And as you guys game out what that means for the market, I think you're right to look at the Trump agenda and figure out where we are in the cycle of this presidency. Tax cuts have gotten done. A lot of the deregulation has gotten done. And so I think the market is a little bit more sanguine about all of this than they would have been at this point last year. What remains in the Trump cupboard in terms of legislative agenda is largely the trade effort that he's engaged in on multiple fronts around the world, and then also a Supreme Court nomination. So those are things that the market would be looking at in terms of what would be the impact if Trump is either so distracted by this scandal that he can't really focus on day-to-day business, or in a worst-case scenario for President Trump, impeached, convicted, and removed from office, guys.
Eamon, back to Cohen for a second, though. There has been nothing. Lanny Davis seemed to indicate a potential willingness to cooperate with Mueller, but there's nothing formally in terms of his cooperation, correct?
Yeah, we don't see a formal cooperation agreement in the documents that were released yesterday. I'm told it's possible that's under seal, but ultimately it doesn't really matter, because if the lawyer is saying that he wants to talk, the special counsel is conducting an elaborate investigation into this. You can imagine that they're going to talk to him and take whatever information he has, and they've already got whatever tape recordings there are, whatever documents there are, receipts, transactions, testimony from the bank, all of that. The special counsel's office already has that piece in place. But, you know, Lanny Davis indicating that Michael Cohen is really in a fighting mood here in terms of the president, and that can't be good for the president in his case. And that's why it's sort of a little bit of a head scratcher to see that sort of tongue-in-cheek tweet from the president. Not at all the reaction that a lot of people expected from a president whose instinct is to double down, triple down, and fight, fight, fight.